Hi, I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Thanks for watching TCM. We have reached day 20 of 31 Days of Oscar. If our month-long annual event is new to you, it means for 31 straight days and nights, every movie we show is an Academy Award winner or nominee. This year, we're organizing the lineup by theme, different each day, sometimes more than one theme a day. Tonight, Oscar Goes Home. Up next, one of the most powerful films ever made about the challenges faced by servicemen returning from war and trying to reintegrate to the life they left behind. From RKO in 1946, the winner of 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, The Best Years of Our Lives. The film came at a seminal moment in American history, speaking directly to what many Americans were experiencing at the time. By the fall of 1945, a bitterly fought war had finally ended, giving Americans cautious hope for a brighter future. However, the drive to get on with life was tempered by a sobering reality. Many of the men returning home were now coping not only with the physical scars of war, but with significant emotional damage as well. Best Years of Our Lives took an empathetic look at the considerable effect the war had on the mental health of those men. It is really hard to overstate the influence the film had on how Americans viewed this trauma. It changed how the country saw those suffering from what we called shell shock then, now we know as PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, independent of all its societal good, the movie you're about to see is one of the finest films of its time. TCM fans routinely tell me it is their favorite movie. Story focuses on 3 servicemen returning from combat and the obstacles, both obvious and opaque, that they face trying to readjust to life at home. They're played by Frederick March, Dana Andrews, and Harold Russell. March and Andrews were both established stars in Hollywood. March, a previous Oscar winner. He won a second Oscar for his performance here. Harold Russell, the third veteran in the story, wasn't even an actor. Naturally, he went on to receive 2 Oscars for his performance. More on Russell's story after the film. Here it is, from RKO in 1946, directed by William Wyler, also with critical and layered performances from Myrna Loy, Teresa Wright, Virginia Mayo, and Hoagie Carmichael. The Best Years of Our Lives. Best Years of Our Lives was directed by one of the great filmmakers of classic Hollywood. He was also a veteran who just returned home from the war himself, William Wyler. That scene where Frederick March returns to his apartment and embraces his wife, Myrna Loy, in the hallway was directly inspired by Wyler's own reunion with his wife, Margaret Talichet. Wyler discovered Harold Russell, who played Homer Parrish, thanks to an Army-made documentary called Diary of a Sergeant. It told Russell's story in his own words of the accident that cost him both his hands on June 6, 1944, which coincidentally was D-Day. Russell lost his hands when an explosive device malfunctioned while he was training paratroopers in the States. Wyler was impressed by Russell's authenticity and his acceptance of his injuries. Wyler hired him even though Russell had never done any acting work. Russell earned an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor, but the Hollywood establishment felt he was a long shot to win. So the Academy's Board of Governors arranged for him to receive an honorary Oscar for, quote, bringing hope and courage to his fellow veterans. Then Russell surprised everyone by winning Best Supporting Actor, becoming the only person ever to receive 2 Oscars for the same performance. Up next, Paul Newman returns to his childhood home in a 1962 drama based on a play by Tennessee Williams. Sweet Bird of Youth, co-starring Geraldine Page, is next on TCM.
Next on TCM, Sweet Bird of Youth, then Voltaire, and later, Some Came Running. Oscar walks the walk tonight.